morning, and welcome to the regular session of the Yuma County Board of Supervisors, also sitting as all special taxing districts, November 17, 2025, 9 a.m. Board members will attend either in person, by telephone, or remotely via electronic conferencing. Mr. Supervisor Simmons is out today. Can we please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We'll go ahead and move on to call to the public. Call to the public is held for the public benefit to allow individuals to address issues within the board's jurisdiction. Board members may not discuss items that are not specifically identified on the agenda. Therefore, pursuant to Arizona Revised Statute 38-431.01H, action taken as a result of public comment will be limited to directing staff to study the matter, responding to criticism, or scheduling the matter for further discussion and decision at a future date. Public comments may be made in person or submitted by email at publiccomments@yumacountyaz.gov. The email forms of public comments will be accepted until 8 a.m. the morning of the meeting. All public comments will be read out loud during the Yuma County Board of Supervisors meeting that starts at 9 a.m. Desiree, do we have any?
We do not have any emailed comments.
Don't. I do have two speaker forms, and they're for an item on the agenda. When I open that item, I'll call you up, and unless you want to speak right now, if you need to leave. Okay. Anybody else from the public that wishes to address the board? I just want to make a few comments regarding the auditorium change. This is the last scheduled meeting in this auditorium. Beginning December 1, the board will meet in the new auditorium across the street at Yuma County Administration Services. Because Spectrum has taken longer than expected to provide the county with an update contract, the meeting may not be streamed live. We do expect to upload it later that day to the county website and YouTube. This auditorium has served us well. Many important decisions have been made here, and many community members have taken part in our work. The new auditorium will allow us to serve the public even better with more comfortable seating, improved technology, and more space for everyone. The December 1 meeting will begin at 10 a.m. to allow time for a ceremony beforehand. So everybody's welcome. You want to be here on December 1st?
Yeah.
I'll close the call to the public and bring it back to the board. Move on to presentations, proclamations, and appointments.
Nothing for me.
Me either.
I know I appointed someone to or gave the information for the merit board. Is that do need to be on the agenda?
Agenda item and not part of this.
Okay, so it'll be probably next meeting, so we can square that. Okay.
Next meeting, yes, I'm told it's next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 1, presentation by the Yuma County WISETA Executive Director Shelly Prager. Good morning, Shelly.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
I'd like to thank you for allowing me to come and present kind of what WISEPTA and YCAT is all about and kind of what we've done over the past year and where your money is going as far as your member entity dues. So, again, thank you. So YCAT or WISEPTA, the Yuma County Intergovernmental Public Transportation Authority, is the authority that oversees YCAT. We do own our own buses, and we do hire a contractor. Again, what is YSIPTA? We run the YCAT branded services, serves the transit needs of the Yuma area, Yuma County, and into Imperial Valley, in cooperation with all the member entities, the county, and all the cities and towns, and the 2 Indian tribes. And our mission is to make essential connections possible. Our vision: empower and connect the community. And why does public transit matter? Every segment of society is impacted by transit. The communities are, the businesses are, it makes communities grow and thrive. The public impact as far as transit, this is kind of a nationwide numbers. 39 billion of public transit expenditures flow into the public sector. Public transportation saves 6 billion gallons of gasoline annually. Riders, 71% are employed, 7% are students, and 87% of trips on public transit have a direct impact on the local economy. A personal importance: it's 10 times safer than using your regular automobile. Home values have shown to be increased by about 24% higher if they're close to a public transit system, bus stops, etc. The average household spends about $13,000 a year on saves taking public transportation. They're saving on fuel, on the payment on a car, the gasoline. And what we do: YCAT operates the traditional bus service with the fixed routes and flex routes from Fort Yuma south to San Luis, and from Welton west to El Centro. Additionally, YCAT provides paratransit mobility through our demand response service. We are one of the very few authorities within the country that we do a bi-state. And what we do deliver, we have, again, 8 fixed routes and flex routes, 35,284 in revenue service hours, and our passenger trips last fiscal year was 409,471. Our door-to-door demand service was passenger trips was 6,854, and our demand door-to-door service is for the disabled and elderly, and we do 4,000 a year in revenue service miles. And just another fact that we also do, we do participate in 35 van pools that pretty much serve Yuma Proving Grounds with Enterprise, commute with Enterprise. And we've been doing that for quite a few years. And this is kind of how we do it. YSIPTA is centered around 4 core priorities. Customer service is one of our major ones, our operational excellence, financial sustainability, and community value. Our expert team, that we do contract our services out to have somebody else take care of our bus drivers, mechanics, etc. And that is through our current contractor, RATP Dev. It was founded in Paris over 120 years ago. So they've been around a long, long time. They're a global organization. Our people and parts. We have 19 large buses, which are usually 40-foot buses. Most of all the Gilligs that are running around town. We have 9 paratransit, which is anywhere from 12 to 6 passengers per vehicle. We have 10 utility support, which is our maintenance vehicles, our utility vehicles, our cars and stuff that for drivers to go back and forth on their shifts, and a couple of cars for YSIPTA as well. Our agency, YSIPTA, has 7 employees, including myself. And we also have 8 board of directors. So the real impact for people, YCAT and YSIPTA believes in helping out the community in any way that we can. We participate in many different community events, the air show, the job and education fairs, community expos. We also do help animal training on the bus with the blind and disabled dogs, and senior wellness. And right now, for the next 5 weeks, we are also doing a food drive for the Yuma County Food Bank. So we're going to have our buses parked at every Walmart every week for the next 5 weeks, and it's going to be all of our advertisers each week. So we're going to have Raffi 1 week, we're going to have, I think this week is Citrine Law out in the foothills. And each one of our advertisers is also supporting the food bank by $2,500 for some, $2,000 for others. So we're trying to hope maybe they'll get in a bidding war and maybe that price will go up. So it'll be a cash donation as well to the food bank. And our local investment is key. To pursue additional funding, we also have advertising on our buses and in-kind contributions. But without the ongoing support of the member entities, the availability of YCAT services will suffer because the cost is increasing each year. Some of the partners that we have, the IPTA partner members is our board, which as you can see, Yuma County, et cetera. Public entities that we operate with, of course, the FTA, ADOT, Yuma County Juvenile Court, Perry County Transportation Commission. We are in partners with them that provide service over to El Centro. And that is also a lifeline route to provide service for the people in Winter Haven and the Cachan Indian Tribe, because all their social services are in El Centro. Sorry. And YSIPTA's transparency, lean operations, and careful management help YSIPTA provide results with modest costs, as modest as we can get it. Again, just kind of our fixed route riderships. Our yellow route is the busiest route within the system, providing 241,822 riders on that route for the fiscal year. We did put the ridership trends as well from fiscal year 21, which was, of course, we all know was the COVID time. And that was across the country, of course. But we also kept our services running, and we kept all our employees on the clock, and they were doing something the entire time. So we did not have to lay off anybody. Kind of our results for all of our routes, it shows you again, the yellow route is our most performing. And the next would be the city of Yuma with the green 4 and 4A. On our on-calls, that's 6,854 riders, kind of our trends over the last few years. It pretty much stays the same because the passengers are on call, they still have their dialysis. They still have everything that's going on. And for Yuma County, the dues that Yuma County provides the YSIPTA is $311,684. The board did approve a modest 3% increase this last year for organizational dues for everyone. And this kind of lays out our member contributions that provides the cash match to our grants with all of the member entities and what the increase was fiscal year 25-26. All in all, it provides us with $1,117,566 in cash match from all member entities. Kind of other revenue details that we look at, again, our member entity dues, tribal contributions, different public entities, our fares run about $450,000 a year, which only relates to maybe 7% of what pays for our entire service, which is very minimal. In-kind contributions, Greyhound, since we do have Greyhound Connect, they provide the $300,000 in kind, and that is only used towards our ADOT grants for the rural transportation. Because we do get both rural and urban monies from FTA and the state. Well, ADOT, not the state. And these are kind of our operating expenses for the year. Fiscal year 26, we're expecting about $6.6 million. Most of those operating expenses are our service and contract operator, which this year is going to be almost $5.2 million. Our YSIPTA's wages and salaries, insurance for us, leases, etc. But again, our main cost is our contractor, which relates to the fully allocated operating cost per service hour is this year $178.02. And this is really important in calculating what our IPTA member dues are going to be in the future at least. And the revenue kind of review, we get FTA grants and ADOT grants that are FTA grants as well. We match that with local revenues and in-kind contributions. The match ratios with the grants of FTA, any operating expenses, which is the largest part of our service and our expense, is a 50-50 match. So dollar for dollar, which is large. So FTA does determine YSIPTA's annual apportionment that we get every year. The apportionment amounts are allocated as grants up to, like I said, the 50% operations and 20% for capital. The apportionment amounts exceed our local match revenue, and as you'll see on the next slide. Any of the matching grants that are not used is returned to the state. It is redistributed through the state, which is a good thing, but we're losing out on a lot of money. So this is kind of our use it or lose it. These are the returned apportionments that we've had to do due to insufficient matched local revenue. Across the year, we've had to return back $12 million. And I kind of wanted to point out on this slide too is, you know, YSIPTA, we are in a leased facility. We're very small and we are overcrowded. We do have land that we purchased over on Arizona Avenue, and that's going to be our future maintenance and operations facility. And that's $12 million that we could have used to get that facility and wouldn't have to turn it back. So, and our apportionments used to be $3.5 million. They're up to $5.5 million down. And one of the reasons for that is we get close to $2 million in STIC funding, which is small transit intensive communities. And that Vanpool contributes to that. So within the state, we're actually the largest one that has the largest amount of STIC funding for our community transit needs. And how you can help is to educate, participate, you know, write our YCAT services, check it out and see how you like it. Advocate for us and then celebrate, share our stories. This year we're going to be doing, I think, YSIPTA's 20th anniversary, or yes, 20th anniversary of providing transit services within the community. Transit started in Yuma County in 2000. And that is how you can get there. It's kind of in a nutshell. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer.
What is Mr. Chairman? I always forget to do that, sorry. What is the yellow route?
The yellow route is the route that goes from San Luis to the border, clear into Yuma. So it transports, we don't know how many because it's very hard for us to count how many is coming across the border, coming into our community to work, to shop, etc.
And how much does it cost to ride?
It costs $2 for one bus, and it costs that's per trip, or $5 for the entire day. And you could ride multiple buses, multiple routes, and it's half that $250 for discount.
For what?
For discount,
Okay,
and that would be students and the elderly.
got it.
How's the board made up? What's it made up?
I'm sorry.
The board.
The board,
How's it made up?
it's our member entities, and it's generally well, Ian here, the city managers from Somerton, San Luis, Yuma, the tribes, Quechan tribe and Cocopah Indian tribe. AWC is one of our members, and so is the town of Welton.
Are you up to date with the contributions? Are you up to date with the contributions?
Yes, sir. You know, one of the priorities of the board has been ongoing financial sustainability, which Shelley touched on. And you've probably noticed that the buses now are wrapped with advertising from our legal friends throughout the community. And so that's really more than doubled our advertising revenue, and, you know, it's helped us see a glimmer of hope in the ongoing financial sustainability. Also, just quickly wanted to mention, thank you, Shelley, and the folks at YCAT for providing busing.
That's right.
I'll let you finish it
For
off.
our, yes. Thank you for our field trips, our trips to our ag trip and our trip to AWC, and for providing busing back and forth from the prison for our CSA legislative summit. So you provided transportation, and it went very well.
Great.
And I want to thank you so much for your help.
Thank you. That's great to hear. Appreciate it.
Oh, so it's being run as a professional operation. Because
Yes,
for a
sir.
while
I
there-
think that's safe to say it's being run as a professional organization, operation.
Thank you, because for a while there, it was concerning to see, we didn't see any future on it. I mean, some of us just didn't see any future on it.
And of course, a lot of that is our local funding. And without that increase in local funding, it's 5% increase in contractor costs every year at a minimum. And that's the 5% on that $5.5 million. And every year, we need to increase local member dues and try to reach what other contributions that we can get. And so that's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to get every nickel and dime that we can, because as you can see, we turned back $12 million that could be going into our community.
Over
We'd have
5
to
years.
match it, right?
I'm sorry?
We'd have to match that.
Correct, correct.
Okay, so I guess the future depends on making sure that every contributing member contributes what they do.
Continues.
Well, if I may, Shelley, I believe, yes, that's true. However, we don't want to put the operation on the backs of the member entities. It really, ridership, advertising, finding grant sources to help with that match.
So
That's really been the focus from the board, and not to burden the entities with carrying the financial burden of the operation.
So the 3% or the 5%, 3% that is suggested as an increase is like $38,000 or something like that. It's just the minimum that we will see just to keep the ridership what it is right now. Is that correct?
I think that's correct. I mean, ridership has increased generally since COVID. The numbers aren't quite back to where it was pre-COVID, but it's pretty much neck and neck to where it was. So they've been increasing every year since COVID, and we hope to see that continuing trend. And to work smarter. How can we better serve the transit community with the buses we have? Do we need to run the big buses on every route? Can we work with the smaller buses? So we're always looking at ways to maximize efficiencies in the operation.
I was not aware we had some connection with El Centro.
I'm sorry?
I was not aware that we had a connection with El Centro.
I'm
Yes,
glad,
From Welton.
yeah.
And to Welton, correct. We have a trip in the morning and a trip in the afternoon to Welton. And we also provide service to the AWC campus in Welton. And again, to El Centro for Winter Haven and the Cachan Indian tribe.
Got it. Okay.
And one thing I would like to mention too, if you don't mind, one of our sister IPTAs in the state is Flagstaff. And that's NAPTA. I wish we could say we were like them, and hopefully one day we will be like them. They don't have to return funds at any time because they have a local tax. But the thing is, their local tax is just within the city of Flagstaff. So they have match galore. And hopefully at one point in time in the very near future, we can kind of do the same, do a countywide tax. Because if we do that, the member contributions can go away because we'd be getting enough money to match all the funds that we need. So just a thought.
Mr. Chairman, I have a question. If we went with a half a cent gas tax that has been floating around forever because our gas tax hasn't gone up since 1985 or something like that, would that be used, or could it be used to help fund WISIPTA?
I believe it can. It's the county sales tax is the only thing that I'm familiar with at the moment, and that would be the quarter percent or quarter of a cent or half a cent sales tax for just the entire Yuma County. So that would bring us in. I mean, just for a few years ago, it would have been, I think, close to $5 million. So we could, like I said, I would match, and we wouldn't have to be so dependent on our member entities.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shelley. Moving on to item number 2, presentation of the mix with the Yuma County and El Condado informado by Yuma 77.
Let's see what it's like. Arizona Governor Katie Hobbs joined Yuma County leaders to celebrate a landmark moment for local and Arizona agriculture. At the Advancing Ag Tech in Yuma event, Hobbs helped dedicate the first of 34 Ag Tech towers and signed 2 bills supporting agricultural technology. The ceremony marked the launch of the nation's first wireless network built exclusively for farming, covering more than 160,000 acres of irrigated farmland.
We have companies from all over the world who are looking to Yuma, Arizona for its example. The county taking the lead, investing in that backbone, and then putting additional resources into this mesh network will pay huge dividends for years to come. It's akin to our canal system. Without it, we wouldn't have the agriculture we have today. Well, without this mesh network, we won't have the agriculture of tomorrow.
Officials say the network will power precision farming tools like autonomous tractors and smart irrigation systems. Yuma County secured a $6 million state grant to fund the project, keeping the county at the forefront of rural broadband connectivity. Construction is underway on a major safety upgrade at County 14th Street and Avenue 4E. Crews are installing a new traffic signal and adding left turn lanes to reduce crashes at the intersection.
It's very hard to get across. 14th Street has got a lot heavier traffic than 4E. So 4E had the stop signs on it, and people were making bad decisions on pulling out in front of the oncoming traffic and getting in severe crashes. And so the signal will control all 4 legs of the intersection and should make it much, much safer.
In December, irrigation culverts are set to be extended before Avenue 4E is widened. During construction, the road will be closed to through traffic between County 13th and 15th Street, but remain open to local residents. Funded by ADOT and Yuma County, the project aims to improve traffic flow and community safety. The new Yuma County Administration Services Building at 197 South Main Street is now open. Communications, County Administration, Human Resources, Financial Services, and the Assessor's Office have already moved in. Other county offices are scheduled to relocate in the coming weeks. Officials say the modern facility is designed to improve efficiency and make it easier for residents to access county services. Updates on the office moves can be found on the county's website at the top banner. Before we go, Thanksgiving is almost here. Most county offices will be closed November 27th and 28th, so our employees can enjoy the holiday with their families. Make sure to plan ahead and have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Thanks for tuning in. Residents can catch the latest episode of The Mix by visiting yumacountyaz.gov and navigating to the VOD section. You can also head over to Yuma County's official YouTube channel. English episodes are available under the Mix playlist, while Spanish-speaking viewers can find the Spanish version under El Condado Informado. Both platforms offer access to current and past episodes. ¿Prefiere ver The Mix en español? No se lo pierda. La versión en español del programa está disponible bajo la lista de reproducción El Condado Informado en el canal oficial de YouTube del Condado de Yuma. Gracias por acompañarnos. We'll see you next time.
When are we going to start producing more stuff? I mean, I've seen the channel and it's got the meetings, it's got, more or less that information. But when is it that we're going to start producing some programs themselves? I mean, it's no secret that we're stealing some of the talent from Yuma. And I mean talent, but not people, talent. We're making sure that we have the talent to run the mix. But do we have any other programs planned?
I will speak for Communications Director Dave Nash that he is developing a new communications plan and schedule, and I think we got some exciting things that will be rolling out soon, but I don't want to steal his thunder. But be on the lookout. There is a plan for expanded programming and outreach in the works in both English and Spanish. I know that's a major priority of the board, that we reach everyone in the county, particularly when we have 65 to 70% Spanish-speaking residents in the community. So he is working on that. We communicated on that just last week, and I see him nodding, so I guess I'm generally getting that right.
Good. I'm looking forward to seeing it. No secret that I know that the Yuma City of Yuma channel got an award for their communication efforts.
Well, I see no reason why we can't get our own awards. We'll work on that.
Moving on to consent calendar, the following items listed under the consent agenda will be considered as a group and acted upon by one motion with no separate discussion unless the board member A board member so requests that in that event, the item will be removed from the consent calendar for separate discussion and action. And I do want to pull out number 8.
I want to pull up 11 and 10 and 11.
Okay, I move that we approve the Yuma County consent agenda except for 8, 10, and 11.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second to approve consent calendar items 1 to 12 with the exception of 8, 10, and 11. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 8. I just wanted to thank the staff for continuing moving on this. I've been asked several times when I see residents from that area and when is it coming? And so I know we have a meeting on the 3rd, December 3rd.
Oh, I'm glad you got that. Thank you.
Sorry if I didn't respond.
That's okay. Yeah.
But I'm honestly thanks for continuing to moving this forward, and I can't wait till we get started.
We're looking forward to it, yes. This item today is, we're in final design, as you know, and so it's critical during this period that we continue to negotiate for rights of way and easements and everything so that we can present signed documents, and if we need to go into escrow for some of those that we'll be able to buy, hopefully with funds from NAD Bank or whoever's going to fund that portion of it. But we're looking forward to, and it takes a long time to do that. So that's what we're trying to do today so that we can move forward with this. So
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you.
With that, I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve item number 8 as presented.
I'll second it.
There's a motion and a second to approve item number 8 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Number 10.
I asked the number 10 and 11 be pulled out. If we can discuss them together, I just want to make sure that I highlight the fact that we're buying local. Because last time, we made it clear that, the small differences in price is not going to make a difference in tax revenues. So buying over over $500,000 out of Ford Lincoln Mercury Inc. for an amount not to exceed $636,000 and $216,000 from Sands Motor Company. I don't see the local competition that I'd like to see. Is it the fact that they can't come up with enough trucks or they can't come up with enough product at that price, or is it because we're using state purchasing to go through all these processes? What is it?
Mr. Chair, Supervisor Reyes, we did go out to bid, and we went with the lowest bidders.
But this is $636,000 is for Bill Alexander Ford Mercury. So I think Bill Alexander is a local.
He is.
Yeah.
So it
The
pleases me
highest
to see
number
that
was
at
that.
least the majority of the stuff that we buy is from local suppliers, because it's important to me that we take into account the fact that we're not going to, we're going to pay taxes. If we pay taxes on it, we're going to pay anything that we do, maintenance, otherwise, can stay in the community. So I just wanted to highlight the fact that over $500,000 of that stayed local. So thank you very much for taking that into account.
Did we get a local bid on the Chevys?
We did not.
We did not.
Which is weird to me. It's weird
Well,
to me
so
because
some-
we're given an
some-
opportunity. But I just saw that Bill Alexander Ford Lincoln Mercury, and I said, okay, well, somebody reacted. It's a Ford dealer.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Chevy dealer.
It's our local.
Just a reminder, because I think every time we purchase vehicles, it's just, we ask the same question, but I know staff does their work, sends it out. If a local vendor does not respond, that's their loss. We're not gonna be.
Well, I just want to make sure that we follow the rules and that we actually get a bid from a local bidder. And I didn't say that on the Chevy, but I saw it on the Fords. And the Ford, Bill Alexander Ford, it's a pleasure for me to see that at least one of the local vendors got the bulk of the bids. So thank you very much for making an effort.
Thank you.
So with that in mind, I'll make a motion that we go ahead and approve items number 10 and 11 as presented.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
There's
I'll
a
second
motion
it.
and a second to approve items number 10 and 11 as presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Kelly. Moving on to,
One of those for you, Tony?
What? Oh, so- and the other one.
No, emergency management was in there.
I'm just waiting for their item, please.
moving on to discussion and action item. Item number 1, financial service. Discussion and possible action to direct staff regarding the allocation of interest associated with property tax refunds resulting from the Arizona Department of Revenue.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, good morning. Humberto del Castillo, Chief Financial Officer. On the last board meeting held on November 3rd, 2025, I shared a presentation titled ADR Tax Refund Correction, and we discussed the impact regarding the general fund, the county's general fund, and the several taxing authorities involved in this specific case. Today's presentation will be brief. The board asked during the meeting of November 3rd to add a follow-up table that presented the detail on what each option would represent. We had option 1, which was having the general fund absorb 100% of the interest allocation. And I'll make a note here. This is just regarding the interest. The refund is proportionally allocated among all the taxing authorities, general fund and the other 13 taxing authorities, which we will see in the slide I added to the presentation. Then option 2, what does a distribution of proportional interest allocation look like? So a short recap for context. The valuation reductions that were discussed during the meeting were made by ADR, the state. These were not originated but by county errors or county mistakes. These adjustments required us to refund taxes going back multiple years, and the interest component is significant. So under the past or the current practice, general fund pays 100% of the interest, even though the refund affects multiple jurisdictions. I believe this is not the correct presentation.
Well, the one that says it's all done was correct.
Excuse me?
The one that says.
We like the all done.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Tony
I
and
told
his-
you it was going to be brief. No, but there's
Tony and his
let me just
all
go
done.
Couple
back.
of slides and it is all done. I figured, oh, well, I was pretty sure.
Death by PowerPoint.
No kidding.
And that's not aimed at you, Humberto. We hate all PowerPoints.
Okay.
My apologies.
Speak for yourself. I like this.
No, this is your teacher.
That's why.
And you
huh?
missed the overhead projector, right?
I do. Let me tell you.
That's why we don't let her near the controls of the projector.
Hey. That
We can
dates
get
me,
you an
doesn't
overhead
it?
projector somewhere here.
I know, huh?
Put it in
We
your
probably do, huh?
Do a little slide presentation.
Uh-huh.
That's
Yeah.
it. Okay. To the far left, we have the 14 taxing authorities that are being affected by this tax refund. In this case, by San Diego Gas and Electric.
Yeah.
We had a similar situation previous year. It was Agua Caliente Solar. It's another utility company. Out of the 14 taxing authorities, the 50% of the refund is covered by 3. The general fund, then we have Crane School District, and AWC. Following those 3 taxing authorities is Yuma Union High. You can see the percentage allocation on the far right in option 2 for the remaining taxing authorities. This is the same methodology used for the principal. So in option 1, the general fund covers $195,000, which represents 100% of the interest. In option 2, if we follow the proportional allocation that is following the principal distribution, the county will only cover $41,000. The remaining $154,000 is allocated in the other 13 taxing authorities. During the last meeting, Supervisor Reyes asked me to include this table so we could visually have a visual of the impact and specifically how the school districts and the remaining taxing authorities would be impacted. This table reflects that impact and the dollar amount. And the presentation, the purpose, the goal of this presentation is to receive direction from the board on whether we continue to absorb 100% of the cost only for interest, or do we choose to use option 2 and do a proportional allocation?
Let me, since I asked this table be put up, it's because I really wanted to know why we're taking care of the interest. I mean, AWC is like $40,000, Union High School, Antelope. Crane they got like large interest payments to make. Now, I wouldn't mind making them and having them be responsible for it, but I may making them and thinking they can get, like, it's not anything we did, it's not anything we caused. I don't see why the taxpayers of all the county have to pay what AWC owes or what Union High School owes or any of these entities owe on total. So that's why I suggested we look at it. And you think about it, we're only responsible for $41,000 of these. We're paying $195,000. I don't know how we can justify paying everybody's dues when, and making them think like AWC that they have this free ride from us. I just wanted to highlight that, and I would be more inclined to pay our share of it or pay all of it, but sending them a reminder they're still owed to us. So I want to know what the rest of the board thinks.
Proportional.
Proportional is good to me, even if we pay it all one time. I mean, I just don't think.
They are charged taxes, so.
And it wasn't anything we did.
This might be a general message, Mr. Chairman, to any people proposing solar in Yuma County, that we probably will not look on it favorable in the way that they have caused us damage.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't know, who's on the state, who's the one that does this? I mean, that, do you know?
That
Humberto?
appraises them?
Appraises, yeah.
Mr. Chairman, yes, it's directly the Department of Revenue, and we'd had meetings with the Department of Revenue, both the Assessor's Office and Financial Department, regarding this specific cases, and if there's any recourse that they are thinking about or any way that they could help us plan ahead. The short answer is that they can help us and that we are responsible for our budgets and our tax levies for each fiscal year, each taxing year. Also, Supervisor Reyes, to address your question and your concern, why are we doing this or why have we doing this in the past? This is not something that has a lot of background. We just, if we go back to back 4 years, we had the case with Agua Caliente, and we had a similar case for a solar company, but it was stemmed from a legislative action. So it's not, we haven't had a lot of situations similar to this one. And the past practice was that the interest collected by the county on delinquent accounts regarding property taxes, we received the entire revenue amount of those delinquent accounts. So the logic was, if we're receiving that revenue, we should be paying interest for tax corrections. But that is in the case only if the county makes a mistake or if it's a valuation stemmed from the county. In this case, it's out of our control. So that is why we are recommending this.
Well, may I make a comment? We have a number of solar plants that think that our desert is fair game and we should just put it all out there in solar.
Roll over and let them do what they want.
And what they do is they come in and say, yes, we're going to provide you all this tax dollars because the Department of Revenue has praised us at this. And then they come back in with all their dollars and sue, and then they get their taxes lowered, and they don't profit those entities to the point that they were before, and everybody has to end up paying it back. This is twice now that this has happened to Yuma County, and they're huge solar entities. So buyer beware is what I'm just looking at, and unproportional to.
Well, like I said, if it was something we did, I'd feel a little better because I think the mistakes the county makes, I mean, we have to pay for it. All of us have to pay for it. But this isn't that way. This is a court decision that was driven by the company that got the break. And to me, those entities received the taxes. So we just were a pass-through agency that way. I mean, most people, when they get their tax bill, think it's mostly us, but it's not. It's only, what, 11%, 12% that we are actually responsible for. So why should we be responsible for 100% of interest in something we lost? I don't see the connection there. And I know that this district didn't count on it. I know that they're gonna be in trouble because they didn't put it on their budget, but they need to put it on their budget just like we do. They need to reflect, we need to have them reflect, at least let them know that we're not paying this for free, that they have responsibilities to take care of it. I mean, I know they got a big bill. I mean, just AWC has a bill for what, $270,000. But the interest on that is like $30,000. I mean,
39, almost 40,000 is the interest
Mr.
they
Chairman.
have to pay.
Along with what Tony and Supervisor Pancrazzi has said, a lot of these school districts were advocates for these solar companies. And they just need to understand that they're no friends of Yuma County. They have not been good stewards and they have not been good partners. So I would be reticent to ever consider another solar proposal in Yuma County on public or private lands.
One more comment, and most of it goes to California.
100% of it goes to California.
Well,
Well,
you never
on-
say
on-
always or
on
never.
that- On that comment, I gotta say that because Arizona doesn't want to buy it, okay? APS does not want to buy it. So when I hear it goes to California, I don't care where it goes. We gotta get APS to buy it. So that comment is, if people don't know that, we're just feeding them that APS is not buying it.
That's right.
Yeah, so let's say because APS doesn't buy it, but not just because it goes to California.
Right.
And I'm not defending California, but I just want to say, APS is just doing increase in rates. So can we send a letter to the state, to that this practice, I mean, this is twice already. To
And
our
I'm sure
representatives,
something
and I mean, honestly, for me, I'm like Supervisor Lyons and Supervisor Pancrazzi, another solar comes over here, write me a check for $10 million. Just give it to us. I don't care if they don't pay taxes.
No.
Because they're not gonna last, 10 years, but give us a check for $10 million first. If you read it, if you want to talk to us.
I don't think legally we can do that.
Well, they'll give it to us.
I know.
It's up to them, it's not up to legal. They
Well,
can
the
give
problem
money.
with us getting the money
But-
is that if a court decides that we don't deserve it, we have to give it back. So what's the point?
Well, that's what I mean, but, that's why if they give money up front, that money doesn't count as taxes. It just, yeah, we gotta,
Escrow.
we gotta do something. I mean, at least let them know, let the state, our representatives, legislative representatives,
Okay, the
what
question-
this is.
Mr. Chairman, the
what is
question in front of
going
us
on.
is, do we pay it or not? Do we pay the full amount or not?
No, yeah, that's
Gotta
what
bring it back to the board.
yeah.
I have no problem with us paying the full amount. I just want every
No, I
entity to
think-
know
I
that
think
they
we-
owe it.
Option 2, that's what we.
Proportional.
Yeah, we're sharing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I move that we do proportional, only our portion of the,
Option 2.
option 2. I move we do option 2 and only our interest.
I'll second that.
How is that gonna work?
There's a motion and a second.
Oh, I'm
Okay,
asking
go ahead.
Okay, how is that gonna work? I mean, how much interest is it being accumulated daily? Do you know?
On the amount we have to pay,
Oh, the amount we have to pay is $41,000. I know that. That's only like 22%. How much is it accumulated overall if we don't pay it soon?
yeah, for this case, it was just 195,000, and it's already been paid.
It's already been paid. So it's a matter of just letting the different entities that are responsible for their interest.
Yeah.
Yes, so after the fact, and since we haven't closed the current fiscal year, we are going to process and allocate the payments to the correct funds.
Not only to the legislature, but to the districts. letting them
Well, I
know
think
they-
staff is gonna do that, yeah.
Right.
Then-
So that's fine. I'm voting.
So, okay, there's a motion and a second to approve option 2
It's a
as
proportion.
presented. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Humberto.
Thank you.
Moving on to planning and zoning agenda. Full legal descriptions of property sites for all rezoning cases are available for public review at the Yuma County Board of Supervisors office. Rezoning, regular public hearing item. Staff will make a full presentation on each of the following items. Oh, it's gonna be withdrawn. Oh. That's it.
Do we have Sammy?
Mr. Barraza.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Javier Barraza, Senior Planner. At this point, the applicant wishes to withdraw Mayor Amendment 2301, PA 2301. He's holding conversations with YPG, and it seems like it's going to take YPG probably a longer time.
So there's no item to discuss it.
How do we do that? Zero?
Correct.
Withdrawn, move on.
Okay. Do, with the, on the speaker forms, just, and I got two, the speaker forms, if you wanna.
You know what I've always said, if you're ahead, don't start anything, don't start something that's a question.
If you're winning, just be quiet.
Jonathan from, nope.
I don't wish to speak.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on
You could
to,
put the army with it.
It is the army, it is the army.
moving on to, discussion regarding legislative issues. Item number 1, Alejandro. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, good morning. Alejandro Figueroa, Economic Development and Intergovernmental Affairs for Yuma County. So we'll start with the state. On November 10th, state lawmakers kicked off major funding discussions through two key committees, the Joint Committee on Capital Review and the Joint Legislative Budget Committee. First, the JCCR reviewed capital proposals from multiple state agencies or for the coming fiscal years. The state's financial condition was front and center. Members, including Chairman Livingston and Representative Grass, pressed agencies on where the money would come from, what stage projects were in, and how they were accounting for funding limitations. Some projects were denied or partially approved, especially when they relied on general fund dollars, involved multi-state construction, or had unclear long-term plans. One example discussed was the Department of Juvenile Corrections leasing of state land for the Adobe Mountain facility. Overall, the message for the committee was to focus on truly essential projects to help contain spending. Immediately after JCCR, the legislators convened the JLBC. They approved most budget and financial items on the consent agenda without major debate, but they did pause on a couple of big items. JLBC took a closer look at ADOA's A2C access portal, quoted its progress and the anticipated financial burden to the state. They also reviewed the Board of Regents' expenditure plan for tuition and fee revenues. In both cases, the discussion was framed with the same concern, Arizona's uncertain financial conditions and whether the state will be able to meet all of its obligations going forward. These committee meetings set the stage for larger budget conversations we'll see in the coming weeks, with a clear emphasis on caution and prioritizing essential spending. Also on November 10th, CSA President Lynn Pancrase and President-elect Alton Joe Shepard sent a letter to state leadership, highlighting an important funding concern, the lack of ongoing state resources for probation officer salaries. Probation officers are state employees managed by the Administrative Office of the Courts, but in every county except Maricopa, the salary costs are shared between the state and the counties. State law requires boards of supervisors to set the salaries after consulting with their presiding judge. For the last 4 years, the state has not provided ongoing appropriations to cover its share of the salary increases. Instead, it has relied on one-time state or federal dollars each year. This has created significant uncertainty for both the counties and the probation officers who depend on stable funding. Ensuring the state fully meets its share on an ongoing basis requires $10.4 million annually to fund races that have already been approved. The letter respectfully requests the governor, legislative leadership, and the appropriation chairs and ranking members to provide a reliable, ongoing appropriation in the fiscal year 2026, 2027 budget and beyond, rather than repeating one-time fixes. With this letter, CSA has elevated probation officer funding as a top statewide priority and signaled the need for a long-term solution that gives both counties and probation staff certainty moving forward.
Yes, we're having a hard time keeping people in probation because of the uncertainty of their salaries and benefits. Go ahead. Statewide.
On the federal front, there were several issues that directly affect Yuma County. On November 12th, Adelita Grijalva was sworn in as a new representative for Arizona's 7th District. This restores full representation for the district, which includes parts of western Yuma County. Also on November 12th, as you probably know, the federal government shutdown officially ended after more than 6 weeks. A Continuing Appropriations Act was passed and signed, restoring funding for federal agencies. Here at home, food banks reported a major spike in need during the shutdown. Thankfully, SNAP operations are now resuming and should help stabilize things for residents who depend on federal assistance programs. One important note in the Continuing Appropriations Act is that it includes congressional directed spending, also known as earmarks. This is the first time earmarks have been enacted under President Trump and the first time since fiscal year 2024 overall. The current funding only runs through January 30th, so while the shutdown is over, long-term budget decisions are still ahead. Overall, representation has been restored, services are stabilizing, and Congress is signaling progress on the appropriations front. On the international front, as you probably heard, CBP revoked the U.S. border crossing card of the mayor of San Luis Rio Colorado during an inspection of the San Luis Port of Entry. The decision was made on the spot, and no formal public explanation has been provided by the federal authorities. And that would conclude my presentation to the board, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Alejandro.
A couple comments. One is how well that your food bank has handled the situation. That's a feather in the supervisor's not lane, but actually.
Lines?
Simmons. Thanks, Tony. No, it really reflects well on the community that they responded so quickly to this.
I need to commend our staff. They saw almost a 25% increase in demand. But I also would like to thank the community. We put out a call for increased donations, and we received thousands of pounds of additional donations from the community to benefit the community. So again, we take care of ourselves.
I want to just commend Supervisor Lyons for the leadership that he's provided to these people, because they actually need leadership from the board. And I know that Supervisor Lyons is involved in this, so I wanted to make sure that we recognize his efforts. One.
Thank you, Tony.
Second, that the earmarks, I don't know where they went to, but that's pretty strange that a Republican administration would do earmarks on a continuing resolution. So a little more depth on that report. I'd like to know where the money went to. If there's, well, earmarks to me means that they earmark money for specific projects.
Sure. There's
projects at. I'd like to get a little more detail on that. So get into the CR resolution and make sure that you give us a copy so we know where it's earmarked. And I don't know what's going to happen January 30, but we got to be on the lookout for another fight. That's pretty weird, because I know that certain funding went all the way to September 30th next year, but I don't know which ones are going to be on the chopping block again. So.
Just around the corner.
All right, that's it. Thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you, Alejandro.
Thank you.
And I do want to say something about the local situation as you cross. I mean, it's so undependable now that you don't know. You cross over, and the officers there, I think, have a sort of mission that conflicts with reality. I mean, anybody related to anyone that has anything to do with any cartel is in trouble. So even if you don't know anyone yourself, even if your relative is involved in it, you've got to be careful every time you cross the border through Mexico. because your visa is at stake. I don't know what they run, and I've always said that the port of entry is a place where you're guilty until you're proven innocent, as opposed to in the United States where you're innocent until proven guilty, you're guilty until proven innocent. People need to realize the privilege to come into this country. It's not a given right anyway. So they can take it away if you have a visa. Not if you're a citizen, but if you have a visa, you always.
You're always, yep.
Summary current events, Lynn.
Sure. Hold on.
Thank you.
I wrote it down. No, I wrote it down. Hold on. Thank you for being quiet. I wrote it on the back of, there it is. Okay. I attended the NAU Advisory Board meeting. I went to the AWC Town Hall for the next president of Arizona Western College. I attended the Gary Knight dedication. I attended the Ag Tech dedication, and I attended the Gowan dinner, and referred several phone calls to Jonathan because they were his district.
Appreciate that, Lynn.
Oh, I know.
I did everything that Lynn did except for NAU, and in addition to that, attended the GYDC bi-monthly board meeting.
Oh, good.
And that was on a Monday.
And that was on a Monday.
I told you it was Wednesday, and then I
got
said,
you.
I want to be there.
I got you.
And I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Supervisor Pancrase did. I thought the dinner was like a couple of things, and my wife didn't want to come, so
That's
sorry,
okay.
but I attended the Great Union Port Authority meeting in San Luis, now located, in the Vision Group, excuse me. I've attended both of them, and both located at the new location, which is the YC, the Great Union Port Authority location in San Luis, which is where the old public works used to be. The unit did an excellent job of getting that set up. And Ross Jones, who's now the chairman, which I don't believe the city of Yuma must pay their dues, so we'll find out soon. You know, that's a pretty interesting meeting when Russ released it, because I think it focused a lot on logistics, which is not what we're supposed to focus on. We're supposed to focus on the impact that that.
Cut the funding. Cut the funding.
Cut the funding. No, I don't mean it that bad. Not that bad. It's just, you can tell. The shift in what we discussed. So anyway, I leave it at that.
Well, I've been pretty busy this last couple of weeks or 3 weeks, and been out of town, so I missed a couple of meetings. But I did tell Supervisor Lyons to give him the wrong date on one of them, and I thought I was gonna make it. But you know, I attended that dinner for Gowan. I mean, they put on a good event for all their employees.
Yep,
They bring their employees from all over the world.
30 countries.
Yeah, I mean, there was people from Asia, India, Argentina, Brazil, Italy. I mean, it was quite an event. They had all week they had events or showcasing the agriculture in Yuma, in Yuma County. It was quite a week.
I tried to get to Avenue A, to the 8th through 8th Street. I couldn't for a while. They had some event over at the, what's it called, the training center?
Yeah, the Ag Center.
Ag Center. That was part of the Ag Tech conference.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Totally taken over by these people. I mean, you tried
It
to
was
get to
amazing.
It was amazing. It was a global event, a truly global event.
It was.
Together, but it was really a global event. And some of the people you saw there were like weirdly looking, let's put it that way, but it's just the nature of the event. It was a global event, and they really did a good job. Congratulations.
Chairman, just a couple of things. Met with Gladys Brown, Yuma International Airport Director. Of course, the Ag Tower dedication and the meeting with the governor. We had a special board meeting last Thursday, attended the 26th Annual Heart of Yuma Awards Luncheon, and remotely attended the monthly County Managers Association meeting.
Thank you, Ian. All right, meeting adjourned.
For the last meeting here.
Hey.
Wait, executive
No.
session.
Executive session.
Oh,
Mr.
okay.
Chairman.
So meeting is not adjourned. Let's do, is there a motion to go
Stated.
into executive?
Make a
session?
motion to go into executive session.
Second it.
Move everyone that does that.
There's a motion
Can
and
everybody
a
just leave
second
this
to
room though?
move
Can we
into
stay here,
executive
Ian?
session. All those in favor say aye.
Is he gonna be there? Aye.
All right.
Is he gonna be on the, yeah.
I'll be looking forward to technology.
That's surprised. I don't know if she loses between there and here. I know we're live, but do we need?
Waiting on Lynn.
It's incredible how you can lose someone from that little space between the room and here. But there's a bathroom on the way, so. The restroom on the way. Hope she's not trying to hug the TV people. Communications people.
No, they're all here, so.
What I mean? Or that she didn't go back to the new building. What happened?
Sorry, guys.
Oh.
Sewer gases are coming up from a broken pipe on First Street.
All right, we'll go ahead and reconvene back to regular session. And
As a sitting board of directors of the Yuma County Flood District, I wish to make the following motion. Authorize and approve the settlement of the claims made in the city of Yuma versus Yuma County Flood Control District. Case number S1400CB, like Victor 202401035 for the amount of $550,000 to the city of Yuma, utilizing available and appropriated reserves in exchange for city of Yuma dismissing the case in its entirety. And authorize the chairman to execute all necessary settlement documents on behalf of Yuma County Flood Control District, subject to legal counsel review.
there's a motion
And a second.
and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Thanks.
Here's a motion.